you in drag right now? How's it feel to be wearing men's clothes?
I'm wearing drag underneath this.
I feel loose. That's how I feel.
In England, there isn't the same sort of expectation or knowledge of the piece. So when I came, I was a little alarmed that people said, I arrived at the American immigration, and the guy who looked at my passport went, "They're doing that again?" And I thought, that's a bad sign.
I definitely thought it was going to be a limited run. That sounds really horrible. But I did. But it wasn't until our first table reading, that first day of rehearsal, that I went, oh. 'Cause we were all like acting and being theatrical and being big. And then the moment you came out, the tone was so different. And I said, that's what this is going to be. That is far more interesting and better than what I ever imagined.
I loved March the minute I read it on the page. It was quite, wasn't quite sure what to do with it, but I knew the lines were golden. I knew it could go so many different ways.
How much of your Marge is influenced by your scene partner, Sean Hayes?
Oh, everything. It's like I really couldn't do what I was doing unless Sean was allowing me to. It's a great synergistic performance. I can't do what I do unless Sean was there to catch me or to present me or to spin me around. So I completely, he's pretty much responsible for my whole performance.
What was it like to be part of that incredible ensemble, Anne Hathaway, Audra McDonald? We can go on, and you.
I felt like Anne me a lot of the time. No, it was amazing. It was like Anne was incredible, and Audra McDonald, Raul Esparza, David Patu, J.O. Sanders. I mean, Julie White was in it. I mean, Julie White's dog was in it. Everyone was in it. It rained just about every single day, so it was like the weather was being method because there's supposed to be rain in the play, I guess. And it's heavenly. You can't believe it. You're outside there. You look up. It's the real sky. It's the real stars. And then 900 people who have been waiting, all night to come in. It's like, it's a dream. I'm back. I'm going back there now. I'm doing and rehearsing it right now for this summer.
Is an actress playing an actress hard?
No, actually, I liked it a lot because I wanted to make it a little bit more real. The first act, she's very mannered and into herself, and the second act, she's home between shows and she's a little sloppier, a little more frenetic, and then has a little breakdown. And then the third act, she's faced with her mother's mortality, and she kind of drops the facade. It's a very feminist play too. This is a woman who keeps the company. keeps the family financially afloat. And I got to work with some of the most wonderful actors I've ever worked with. It was the happiest time on Broadway I've ever had.
Where does that whole Huey Calhoun voice persona, which is not Chad Kimball, come from?
I don't really know. A little kismet, a little hard work, but really, I think the sense of him was just there to begin with, and sometimes, I believe that he was meant to play me, and I was meant to play him. I'm on stage, with the exception of 10 minutes, I believe. I'm on stage the whole show. I feel very appreciative to be honored like this by the Broadway community, and there are no words, really.
Thought that shows that are closed usually don't get nominated for things. So I was really surprised and really pleased that we were. It's a meaningful show to me. I've done it 3 times. Essentially the show that brought me to New York, and now it's the show that has put me in a different league. Now I'm doing another perfect show.
Harold Prince and Susan Stroman's new musical, Paradise Found.
We have Mandy Patinkin and Shuler Hensley and Judy Kaye and Nancy Opel. Like all people who just, have nothing to prove and are just there to have fun.
I had a love-hate with Woody. I mean, he's a sweet character, but he's about as interesting as Raoul in Phantom of the Opera, I think. To find some layers and find some journey there, because basically he shows up, he meets Kate, falls in love, and that's the end of the journey. So, a couple things here and there. So no, it was a challenge, but a fun challenge.
it's the farthest away from me of any character I've ever played. So I'm delighted that I was nominated, really delighted.
What kind of work did you do to sound Australian?
Well, I listened to a lot of tapes. I worked with my coach, Stephen Gabis, quite a bit. And then I was able to meet with the mum of one of my son's soccer mates. And she worked with me quite a bit, helping me with my accent. It was demanding for all of us, but the great part of it is everyone had a fantastic sense of humor. We loved each other. I really miss seeing everybody. And we love David Cromer, our director, very much.
Ann Landers, was that a role you had always wanted to play?
She's not someone I ever thought I would play.
Did people ask you for a lot of advice?
They would teasingly do it, and then I would teasingly answer what my great friend George Firth used to say, the worst vice is advice.
Was that fun to interact with an audience?
It was. At first it was terrifying, but it became my favorite part of the show. She was such a positive soul and an amazing spirit.